Hey guys, how's it going? It's Friday, 28th of March. It is 10 days in since I started on the 19th on my journey to drop 54 pounds by my 54th birthday on November 19th, so that's 8 months. Good news, if you've been following along, I woke up today feeling a little tighter, so that's a good news, where I can feel that it's easier to wake up in the morning, that I was able to kind of have a little bit more pep in my step when I got out of bed. For a couple of reasons. One, if you've been following, you know that I've been dealing with plantar fasciitis on my left foot. You know, I massage it out during the day while I'm here. I'll get like a tennis ball or a pressure ball, and I'll roll my feet out with it. If you saw one of the earlier episodes, I show how I roll it out, and then I do some stretching for it. It's a good sign because yesterday when I worked out with weights, I did a little bit more legs, and I did some calf raises, and it didn't inflame it, and it actually feels a lot better today. So that's a good sign. Plus, I haven't jumped on the scale, but I feel like I've lost, maybe a couple more pounds since I started. But more importantly, a lot of it is waking up and feeling better because I haven't been drinking at night or eating late or taking in a lot of carbs at nighttime. I've been keeping my carbohydrates mostly around the daytime before and after I work out, or before and after, or after I do cardio on the days that I'm just doing cardio. And I can already feel that my body is adjusting to that. I think one of the hardest things is, like I had mentioned before, drinking obviously is a depressant, and as we get older, we start to really feel that on our system, in the very least, in a way that you start to lose the interest of wanting to do things and focus on progressing, whether it's physically, mentally, financially, even things like that. And so we want to be careful of our drinking, and we want to be able to make sure that we're not overdoing it. For myself, like I mentioned, going on this journey, I'm just quitting drinking for at least the next month to 2 months, and I don't see myself possibly starting back until maybe after 3 or 4 months. And if I do, it's just going to be like events, birthdays, things like that, maybe have a cocktail or two. And then again, I may not, I don't know. So I'm going to kind of play it by ear. This is what we're doing. The main focus is the goal, which is to drop the 54 pounds by my 54th birthday in November, and then also see about making sure that I can really tighten up my body. So another thing that I want to kind of bring up too is, I know I brought this up many times, but this is the power pack that actually Concentrace makes. And again, I don't get any money or anything from this, but these electrolytes, I'm absolutely blown away by how good they work and how well they get your body and muscles hydrated. This power pack I take every morning. So they're not expensive. You can order them from Amazon. You can get like a 2-month supply, 1 pack a day, for I think it's about I think it's like 35 bucks, something like that, maybe even 40 bucks. But I take this moment I wake up, I pour this into like 6 to 8 ounces of cold water, and I just shoot it. It's delicious, it's orange flavored, filled with electrolytes, vitamin C, big boost of vitamin C, vitamin B as well too, and everything else you need to really kind of hydrate the body. And it really kind of helps you start off the day correct. I do this before I even have a cup of coffee, and it's been hugely beneficial starting back on this. I'm only on my 10th day, and I can already feel great changes going on, as well as making sure that I'm having the mineral electrolyte drops every day and making sure that I'm getting this in. Right now, I've upped it to about 40 drops a day. This small 2-ounce bottle, which is like $17 on Amazon, will last you for almost a full month, like 24 days, it says. So it's a great thing to add. You just put in your water. I put it in my coffee. I'll put like 10 drops of it in my coffee, and I try to shoot for 30 to 40 drops a day. And I tell you, it's helped with waking up better, not as sore. My muscles definitely, I don't get the cramps in the middle of the night, which is what I'm afraid of, because sometimes if I train really hard and I'm dieting down, my muscles will cramp up at night, and it's a brutal experience if you've waking up that way if you've never felt it before. So guys, those, I highly recommend those. Again, it's 10 days in. I am going to put some video work on shopping, what I'm doing with my diet. I'm going to be honest with you, in 10 days in, I'm not really focused on the most amazing meals right now. I'm just cutting down the amount of calories that I'm eating for a day. So while I'm busy here on the gym floor every day with clients, I just basically use snacks like beef jerky sticks, turkey sticks, all kinds of like yogurt. I have like a lot of little individual cups of non-fat yogurt that are inside of my little refrigerator, fruits, blueberries, things like that. And then when I order lunch, if I haven't packed anything, which most of the times I don't, I have to get better with that again and start packing my foods. but I'll order like an El Pollo Loco bowl or something like that. And then at nighttime when I get home, I'll have like maybe a lean beef patty, maybe one or two with like wrap it up with lettuce and everything too and stuff. So I don't feel like I'm, in the beginning, especially because I crave such flavor and I'm working myself off of eating a lot of food at nighttime. I'm trying to satisfy my craving by like lean beef patty, lettuce wrapped burgers, things like that. And then as I start, and I'm going to start, and I'm already losing weight and it's feeling great because ultimately I'm cutting down the calories, the amount of calories that I was having every day, and I'm going under my maintenance level, which is good. My maintenance level is around the ballpark of like 2,500 right now. So I'm dropping it down to 2,200. I dropped it about 300, calories a day. Feeling good so far. Not feel like I'm starving myself. The other day, 2 days prior on Wednesday, I think I told you that I did have a cookie at night. My wife and son left it out, but I'm not gonna beat myself up on it. It was one cookie. I was able to stop myself from getting kind of crazy with it, and I'm glad with that. So we're on day 10. It's a cardio day. Remember, I'm doing 3 full body strength training sessions a week, usually like Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Sometimes it can skip depending on my schedule. And then I'm throwing in 3 cardio days. The last cardio one, I went a little bit longer. I went to like 35. Today I'm gonna shoot for 45 minutes. So I'm gonna add 10 more minutes because I'm feeling good. And then that's gonna be my workout for today. And then tomorrow I'll hit another strength training because my schedule is a little off this week with clients and everything. So we're gonna start off with the cardio here. I'm gonna start off again here at the ski erg, and pardon me, I'm going to set this up with the timer. Good. Okay, so we're going to set up the timer right here. Again, I'm going to go for 2-minute intervals. Good, 30-second intervals, and then rest for a minute. So I'm going to shoot for, we'll start off with like 4 sets of this, maybe 5, we'll see how I feel. And then we're gonna head on over to the treadmill and get in some inclined long stride work for the glutes, hamstrings, and a steady LISS, low intensity, steady state cardio burn. Good, 30 seconds. Oh, alternating. The good thing about it is I'm on day 10 and I'm already feeling less sore in my body from the workout. So I'm going to go side to side on this one. And that's a good thing. So those first 2 weeks are probably the most painful weeks, muscle-wise soreness when getting into a program and if you haven't been working out in a long time. And right down the alternating again. Okay, 2 minutes done, 1 minute break. Good. All right, first set done. We're gonna shoot for anywhere between 4 to 5, then head over to the treadmill. So, something to bring up while we're having a minute break is to remember to just get started. Don't overcomplicate things. If you're a perfectionist, you have OCD, which I do, I can often complicate things so much that I just don't start. I gotta have this. I wanna make sure I have my shake ready. I wanna make sure I have all this stuff. Don't do it. Let go. 53 years old, I'm still learning to let go of having those things perfectly exactly the way I want it. Just get moving. Start eating less. Start to put things together as you go. Don't create more excuses for you not to start, guys. All right, here we go, second round. Second set, 2 minutes, 30 seconds. Both arms coming down, reach high. God, this reminds me when I was in my 30s and used to teach spin over in Studio City. Lotus Kitty, Vanessa Giorgio. Oh, you should check her out. She's awesome. All right, and alternating, 30 seconds. I need to set this up so I can have like interval timers so I don't have to keep stopping my flow to reset the 30. I gotta figure that out. Whew. Again, guys, the ski erg, if your gym has it, it's a great piece of equipment to get that upper body cardio going. If you are suffering from any kind of injuries, knee problems, issues with your hips, anything like that, it's a great way to go. And last 30, and then I get another minute break. That'll be done with the second set. One minute. Guys, I gotta thank you again for being here on this journey with me. It was a really daunting task to think about getting back into it. You know, when you're younger, and I guess it might be a mixture of just whatever you see on TV and everything and what you've been able to accomplish when you're younger. You think dropping 50 pounds, 54 or 60 pounds is doable. You know, you see it happen. But as you get older too, it's a lot more daunting, especially when you start to feel your body ache in all the different places. But I'm on day 10, eating better, not perfect, dropping a few pounds, not a lot, but my muscles are starting to wake up. I'm not as sore. So that's a good thing. There's a light at the end of the tunnel as far as making this become easier. Remember that as you drop more weight off, third set, you're gonna move better, you're gonna use less energy, you have less weight on your spine, on your hips. So you're just gonna feel better, but you gotta start. There's gotta be a day one and you gotta follow through. And if you're doing it, subscribe to this channel, do it with me, leave your comments. 30, and alternating. The more participating subscribers we have, Q&A, I'll set those up and then I'll be able to answer more questions, help you out with things, set you up with ways to figure out your maintenance calories, your fat loss calories, muscle building calories, things like that. But get moving, do this with me. And side to side. Guys, remember I'm going to do this all natural, no TRT, no performance enhancing drugs, just all natural, going through the pain of this. So do it with me. Not that I'm against TRT. I am not against TRT. It has its place, and it's definitely beneficial for a lot of men and women. But I think it's a sign of the times when people who are on TRT say that they aren't on steroids, because it is a steroid. It's a performance enhancing drug. But it's become so common now. It's become so common now that, 1 minute, third set done, that they don't even consider it a performance enhancing drug, but it is. There's also a lot of doctors that'll provide whatever amount of TRT that you want, even if it's above whatever levels you need if you're low on your natural production of testosterone. So keep in mind, while there's a lot of influencers out there around our age, 50, 40, 60, that are on TRT in whatever doses that they're on to help push them and stay lean, you don't need it if you're producing the right amount of testosterone for your age. Obviously, we're not going to produce as much testosterone as we would when we're in our 20s or in our 30s or even our 40s. But being in our 50s, if you're at the normal amount of testosterone, then you can work out, you can start to build that up a little bit more. Obviously, you can't go back in time and get as strong as you were when you were younger. One of the worst things I hate hearing from people, influencers that are in their 50s and 60s and such, say that they're in better shape now than they were in their 30s or 20s. It's fucking bullshit. There's no fucking way that you're better shape. No way. Just the elasticity of the muscle, the endurance-wise, it just doesn't happen. And all these older men that are saying that, watch how they move. Regardless of their ability to handstand or whatever, there's a creakiness to them that just comes with age. But again, I'm not against it. Go natural as much as you can. If you end up using it, that's fine. Perfectly fine. But try to do what you can naturally, and then see if later on you do need to do it. I'm going to go all the way to November naturally, and I think I can produce a very healthy, very good body that I'll be happy with. That I don't feel like I'll need to get on any testosterone. So I'm going to push it well past November, well past the 8-month mark, after dropping the 54 pounds, to go and then probably stay at that level and tighten up even more and try to get as lean as I can at that weight and look as good as I can naturally. Again, I mentioned before, is there a point where I might take some TRT? I may. I'm not going to rule it out. If I do, I will let you know. I'll take you with me to my doctor's visit, do the blood tests, things like that, so you can get an idea of how it goes. But I'm going to try it as long as I can without it. Being on day 10, I tell you, it's a little uplifting that I'm starting to feel better, because it's very hard when every day you're fucking aching so hard that you feel like you start to ask yourself questions like, well, shit, maybe I am too old. Maybe I do need to add some things into my regimen like the TRT, but just try to push. See how much you can do, see how well you can go. Most people are on track and they're at the right amount of levels for their age. But like I said, there are some that need help. Gotta stop talking. My brain is having a hard time working properly at this moment. Remembering which ones I'm doing. Okay, here we go. Another reason why I should get an interval timer, so I can make sure I'm doing the right amount of rounds. Okay, that was 4 sets. Let's go for 5. We'll do a 10-minute total movement like we did last time. And then we'll go to the treadmill. Whew. So again, got a long way to go, but I'm feeling better. Body's feeling a little tighter. Breathing's starting to normalize a little quicker. These are all little things that are Good news. All right, thank God for coffee. Last set. And here we go. Good. Alternating. Last 30. Okay. Whew. All right, that's the end of it. That was 5 sets of 4 30-second rounds, totaling 2 minutes. So that's 10 minutes active, plus a minute break in between. So 4 minutes of rest intervals. So drop the phone. We're gonna head over to the treadmill and we're gonna jump on there and do some low intensity, steady state cardio. Okay. All right, guys, so we're here at the treadmills. I have the treadmill set up to the highest incline, the 15 incline that I like, so that I can go really long strides. As I drop more weight and I get some balance back, I like to keep my hands off the railing and just use them like you would if you're hiking or doing a really big power climb. But for now, I'm going to still keep my hands here just to help with balance. Not necessarily to lean on it, because you don't want to lean on it. You want to make sure that you're getting full extension and use in this long stride uphill climb of your hamstrings and your glutes. So I'm grabbing through my heels, which I'm super happy that my left heel is feeling much better. I still feel a tingle of that plantar fasciitis, but it's starting to clear up. And that's going to happen not just because of dropping some weight, but a lot of that's going to happen because of getting some mobility in there. Constantly making sure that I'm massaging it out with a tennis ball throughout the day, as well as eating less inflammatory foods. So less grains, breads, things like that. Things that you can eat, they're perfectly fine, but there are definitely inflammatory properties of some of the foods that if you're suffering from something like, in this case, like plantar fasciitis, that removing a lot of flour can help with getting it to feel better quicker. And that's just something that I've noticed on myself as well as with other clients over the years. So, taking that long stride walk up. Guys, we did 10 minutes on the ski erg, total in between, the 5 sets of 2 minutes long. I want to shoot for about 30 minutes here. So we have a total of 40, maybe even 35, but I might have to cut off the video a little earlier before that and say goodbye, because we do have some clients coming in to train with other trainers. And I just don't want to have to keep the camera on if they're sensitive to having it on, which I always respect. So just letting you know. I tell you, just going the 10 days nonstop, like even just yesterday, when your body's so achy, it feels so hard to keep pushing. Like the other day when I tried to get up really early and get in here and do a workout, I just couldn't do it. I kept hitting the snooze until I just turned off the phone and let my secondary alarm wake up right before I had to train a client. And then was able to squeeze in my workout later on in the day, thankfully. But, you gotta do your best. You gotta just try. Get in there, move. If you wait for a perfect time to do it, especially us being older men, especially if you have kids, a family, a wife, a husband, whatever it may be, it can be tough. It's tough getting the time. So don't try to wait for the perfect time. You got to make time. You just got to do it. Every day, you take one day at a time, one step at a time. Try to do the best you can each day, and then those days will add up. That's how you got to look at it. You make the projected plan for a certain time in the future to be at a certain goal. But then after that, you just take it day by day. You do the best you can from sunrise to sundown, from getting out of bed to getting back in bed. And that consistency every day is what's going to pay off. Whew. It's about 5.5 minutes right now. I'm going to go ahead and start lowering this and doing my side to sides. I'm going to lower it down to 1.2 and do 1.5 minutes on each side. Remember, on this one, keeping toes forward, using your adductor and abductors to help move you up the treadmill. I'm pushing myself up with my left leg, pulling myself up with my right. I hear the clicking of Jordan. Hey, how's it going, brother? Oh, I feel so bad for you with the leg injury. I can hear your crutches. Whew. Who are you training this morning? Ah, that's good. You're still getting in your training. That's awesome, brother. Yeah. What's that? Oh, I bet. You said you're feeling it? Oh, yeah, I tell you, if I didn't have this camera here keeping me accountable, I don't know how well I'd be doing. But I was just telling the people here on YouTube land that it's day 10. I've dropped a couple pounds, but more importantly, my body's starting to feel a little less achy, that I don't wake up feeling like I'm gonna die. Hey, good morning. Hi. Guys, I'm gonna turn out this video in just about 2 minutes. Don't worry, do your thing, and then I'll turn the music back on. So I'm gonna turn off the cam in just a little bit, but I'm gonna continue on with the rest of my cardio and finish it up for about 40 minutes total for today, which is Awesome. That's going to be the only workout I do today. No strength training. Tomorrow will be strength training, which will be my third exercise strength training for the week. Remember, I'm trying for Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but my schedule got kind of messed up this week with clients, having to shift their schedules around, so I have to do my third strength training tomorrow. Then I'll probably do my third cardio on Sunday. So, after doing this, I'm going to go ahead and shut you off in just a little while. So, some things to keep in mind. Remember, just get started. Don't wait for the perfect time. Just get moving. You don't have to have it perfect. Making small changes in the beginning are going to come out with huge dividends. Just stopping drinking at night. One thing, huge, right? If you're used to snacking a lot at nighttime, eating, sometimes, well, a lot of times, your body feels like it's dependent on that to go to bed because you want a full belly. Start going to bed earlier. Have your meal, your last meal, a little earlier in the day or nighttime, like 6 p.m., 7 p.m. if you can. Try to get to bed by like 9 or so. I know it's hard, but it'll take some time, and it's going to help you out a lot when it comes to dropping the weight. All right, we got our goal. We're on day 10 out of 8 months to November 19th to drop the 54 pounds by my 54th birthday. Do it with me. Hashtag Forged After 50. And we'll do some Q&As in a week or so. I'll answer some questions, help you guys out, giving you information that you need to get yourself in shape. All right, gentlemen. Hope you guys have a great day. Have a great weekend. And I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.